America's gross national debt crossed the $30 trillion mark for the first time on February 1, 2022, highlighting the country's frail economic condition as it faces rising prices and the risk of increasing interest rates. $30 trillion. That's incredible. Who would have thought this would happen? And who is going to pay for it in terms of taxes, debt, and inflation? They're neither rich nor poor, but neither are they either. It's middle-class people. The national debt would cost each American around $86,000 if everyone paid their fair share. What do you think? Almost all of our manufacturing is now controlled by our greatest 21st century opponent, with a level of political corruption that makes this almost impossible to halt, let alone stop. We will face a deficit if the supply side, taxes, is not performing properly. This epidemic generated billions of dollars in revenue. During the epidemic, the wealth of the country's billionaires increased by 70%. It's about time our tax policy stopped acting contrary to what economic statistics, good sense, and compassion would suggest. The problem is, how can we raise taxes on U.S. millionaires if they've already purchased the Congress? Spending $30 trillion every day for 82,000 years amounts to $1 million. This kind of debt cannot be repaid. To add to the deficit, Vice President Joe Biden wants to give Democrats billions of dollars in additional welfare payments through Build Back Better. There's nothing to worry about. I don't know what Biden can't inflate us out of. Working-class people are more likely to spend government funds on necessities like food and shelter, which in turn spurs economic growth and increases in tax revenue. On the national debt clock, we are currently at $90,000, $239,000 for taxpayers per person. Net household wealth in the United States is at $136 trillion as of this writing. To assign a numerical value to it, that's more than $30 trillion in today's money. There was a $20 trillion gain in wealth from September 30 to the end of the reporting period last year. The wealthiest 1% of Americans owns $33 trillion in assets, while the wealthiest 10% own $95 trillion. 90% of us pay wealth tax on our primary asset, our home, through our monthly mortgage or rent payment. In most cases, we are taxed on someone else's asset, such as a bank or the landlord, rather than our own. To what extent is this additional debt attributable to tax benefits for the top 1% of Americans, which will not be repealed along with those for the rest of the population? The $30 trillion debt was sown by both parties on both sides of the aisle. Republicans and Democrats support a large reduction in the corporate tax rate. The Middle East war is a waste of time and money that only benefits the weapons industry. Lack of action by firms and governments to halt the exodus of workers from the middle class to the Far East Offshoring production allows companies to make more money with less investment. Yet many companies are unwilling to invest in updating their facilities here in the United States. All of this has resulted in an increase in the national debt. The future generations will have to foot the cost. So why is this not a major concern? Surely we can't see the brick wall we're barreling toward because we're so preoccupied and financially illiterate. The richest 1% of Americans own roughly $1 trillion, but the rest of us owe $30 trillion. In order to pay off the national debt, how much would each American have to contribute? For more such informative videos, subscribe to our channel and like the video. See you in the next video.